builders, parents, and collectors. This episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, we're having another special episode in which we evaluate another classic space remake set. It is the Blacktron Cruiser, which is based off of, what was it? Oh, the Invader. I guess it was also known as Blacktron Cruiser 2. In fact, I think that's what I remember it as, but this has been a very long time since these sets came out. I only have one other Blacktron set. It's not this one, so I can't really compare it with this one. We are going to review it someday. It's way down at the bottom of the pile. But yeah, before we get into it any further, for those new viewers, I do in-depth reviews of models and construction sets, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works, such as movies, video games, and animation. Because these are in-depth reviews, they tend to be on the long side, although this one's not too big of a set. So make sure you're checking out the timestamps down here on the bottom of the screen, or in the description. And you can jump around to your favorite part or use them as bookmarks to come back to at a later time. I'd be not offended if you don't watch all the little part segments or whatever, although if you're interested, they're there too. As I said, it's an in-depth review. So, let's get down. Well, first let's look at this box. It is a pretty sweet looking vehicle. I actually think it looks better than the original. Let's put a picture here of the original. I think this looks better. It's a little bit more streamlined, and overall I like it. This is the back. The back of the boxes aren't like they used to be, because on the well, at least when these came out, the back of the boxes that showed alternate builds you could build with them. But anyways, let's get down to the details of this set. It is set number 40580. It says it's for ages 18 and up, but that's because they stuck all these remakes in the they dump them in the icons line, basically making them adult sets, but these are not that complicated, and I would say easily teen. Even it could probably be an 8 to 9 years and up set by regular standards today. And yes, it had 356 pieces. Now this was a gift with purchase. It's currently not available. That doesn't mean they won't bring it back, but the offer they were originally having, gift with purchase, has ended. It was pretty steep. It was $190 you had to purchase of any Lego stuff, and then you would get this free. So it's free, but it's not free. Hopefully they do another round of it like they did with the Forceman set. It was released just as January 2023. I am excited to put this together. Like I said, I only had one other Blacktron set as a kid, and it wasn't this one. Although, in preparation for this video, I was looking at all the older Blacktron sets, and I was never fond of their spaceships. I liked the ground vehicles, and I really liked that base. The base was awesome looking, but this one I like a lot more, and I'm excited to put it together. So let's open her up and see what's inside. Here we have the contents of the box, and let me just say this one's a strange one. Starting right up here with the instruction booklet. This is the front of the instruction booklet. It's more of a schematic of the set. It's very strange. And on the inside, we have the gray pages like we usually do with most icon sets. Nothing really informative, at least in the front. Yeah, just instructions. Sometimes you get other stuff with the icons. We've got a sticker sheet, which is kind of regrettable. But yeah, not too many stickers, but not happy to see them either. And then we move on to the bags, which this just gets weird, because bag 1, there is 1, 2, 3 bags for bag 1, and also 1, 2, 3 bags for bag 2, and 2 bags for step 3. So, or bag 3. Although I guess we're gonna just call these steps. This is different. I'm not sure why they're doing this. Usually you would take the smaller pieces bag and have them inside the bigger bag. Maybe they're doing that so they use less plastic for the big bag? I don't know. But let's open her up and see what's in each one. Here we have our first steps bags. I guess all 3 bags are here. For step 1, we got some large pieces, including the big canopy piece. Got some smaller transparent pieces, and there's a lot of transparent pieces. Even the older Lego sets, older space sets, they definitely utilize the transparent pieces as much as possible. We have our Blacktron figure over here. We got transparent red rods, transparent red 1x2s, a bunch of transparent stud pieces, some cheese wedges in the same color. We have a yellow tile, 1x2 tile. A lot of other little pieces in here. Quite a few of these studs on side 1 pieces with the sunken inside there. These are interesting pieces. I think you could almost make something similar to this out of existing parts, but maybe not. I think I've seen them before, but not too much. Yeah, that's it. A lot of 1 by single wide plates and some tiles as well. Here we have all these step 2 bags. Got a lot more plates in here. Some more of these, I'm not even sure what to call these things. But we also have some nice panel pieces with some bars on the end for clipping. Got one of these boxes in black. Some accessories. Guns really aren't accessories. They're usually used for something else. We have quite a few of these kind of angle bracket pieces. And this is kind of rare. Is one of these little seat pieces like this yellow one, only this is a 1x3. Don't see the 1x3s too often. Yeah, that's step 2, I guess we call it. Here we have the parts to the 3rd and final bag. Got quite a few of these half hexagonal pieces, some larger angle pieces, transparent red 1x2, bunch of other sorted pieces. Got quite a few transparent pieces, mostly these 1x2 tiles. We also have a transparent radar dish, a 1x1, a 1x1 cheese slope, and a couple 1x1 tiles there. So, quite a few other odds and ends in here. Nothing in multiples, but this is the last bag, so let's go finish this up. Here we have the leftover pieces, and there's nothing too much extraordinary here, except for maybe this black visor. I don't know how common those are nowadays. I have probably quite a few extra from when I did have got Blacktron stuff, because they always had extra visors. I don't know whether they're afraid of people losing them or they broke easy. I never had any break on me. But what's also a little bit odd with these leftovers, there's a lot of duplicates. Like there's 2 of these red 1x1 tiles and little red studs, clear red studs, and some of the other 1x1 pieces here. I feel like I missed something, but I don't. Went over everything and it turned out fine in the end, but yeah, it's a bit of an odd leftovers. Here we have our one and only figure for this set, this Blacktron spaceman, and I'll take some of his gear off here so we can see his prints a little bit better, but It's pretty basic. There wasn't. This is really the start. This is a little bit of a upgrade. Consider Classic Space, although Classic Spacemen did have more than one color print on their chest than just white like this guy has. But it is a. It does look accurate to the original design for the Blacktron figures. I kind of wish I should have maybe dug out. I should have dug out one of my original characters so we could have had a comparison. But there is some differences, which I'll show you here in a moment when I take off his gear. And the visor opens up like so. So you can see his smiley face there. So here he is with his accessories, gear, whatever you want to call it, taken off. Got a typical smiley face, very classic. I know it's awesome they do all these prints and everything and have special detailed faces, but I'm sorry, still love the classic just smiley face, even though he's a bad guy. But flipping it over, you'll notice one thing right away is he's got no second face, which they never did have second faces until more recently. Even though it would definitely make sense to easily have a second face, considering he's wearing a helmet most of the time and the back of his head would be covered. But what you may not realize is there's a print on the back here. The original Blacktron figures did not have printing on the backs. I don't know when they started doing back printing. Definitely past couple decades. But originally they didn't have prints on the backs of most minifigures. This is very nice and it works well. Same kind of similar design for a suit. They didn't add any extra color or anything to it. They just kept with this straight white. Just maybe could be printed a little bit better, but to be accurate, I think that it looks really accurate, at least from the front, from the way they used to be. I don't think they were much brighter. But yeah, so definitely a trip down memory lane. This is the only thing they really changed here was the back. It's funny, they added a print here, but they didn't put any prints on the actual set itself. Oh well, is what it is. Now there is a robot that comes with this. We're gonna look at him in the review. I don't really consider him a minifigure. I know some people do, but he is a build, so he's gonna be part of the main review. All right, we've got everything assembled here, and we're going to look at this. It's a little bit more than meets the eye here, but for starters, we'll do it with the side builds, which is simply just this little guy right here. Not too complicated to build. Back in the day, they used just a handful of parts to build little robots, which I always thought those were kind of cool. Nowadays, we often have specialized parts and whatnot, but it's not really necessary. I don't know what the original looked like, but I'm not too keen on this forward sloping thing. For one, it makes it harder to stand him. He likes to fall forward because of that lovely, terrible stance. Easy to tip over. And then we have, this isn't really a build, this is a little container that comes inside it. And before I get any further, now that I looked at those, we're going to take these and open up this middle compartment like this. And put these inside, because there's room for both in this little spot. That goes up and in there. And then this guy there, and then we close it right up. And everything is stored away nicely. Now there's some other hidden compartments. We also have some equipment here on top that can be pulled off and done, but we have more areas where there's equipment storage. We got the Blacktron figure. We'll look at him first. Well, not him, but his cockpit here, because there's weapons or storage in there. Ah, hey, helmet came off. But you can see here, there's a nice little pop-up hood here. I really like this, although they didn't have anything like this in the original. I got a transparent yellow piece there. I think there's supposed to be a sticker on there. There's plenty of space for him in there with a classic space seat in there, which is a piece they still use today. And then you can see here they've got some equipment. They've got, well, not some, just a metal detector in there. But there's that. Close that up. It's got some nice zippers here on the front, weapons, phasers, what have you. I don't know if I pointed this out, but in the back here, where I put these stuff, there are some more tools. There's a wrench and a hammer in here. So if you need more equipment, there's more in there. Now, what else can this do besides looking very zoomable? It's a really long ship, and that's because it comes apart in a couple different sections. You got the nose cone that comes out, and then the rear end comes out, leaving you this, which you could leave this, you know, parked here, and the robot can do his business, and it can be a little base and operation area for the vehicle while the vehicle takes off to whatever destination it needs to. Now there's some more pieces that come off here, snap off there, and the rocket engine comes off too. Although these come off a lot harder, and I don't really see that it's necessary, but what you can do is change this up by putting like these on here. You like it like that. Maybe put the engines down below there as well. So you got engines on there. I personally like this configuration where you take this, which this could also, like say, be detached. Maybe this is some kind of radar station or something, or a power station. But I'll put these back on here. These are a little bit harder to come apart just because they're so small. But this whole unit can also go back here, and I think this looks really cool like this. I mean, it was already looking pretty streamlined and neat before, but then you got a really nice starfighter there with all this together. And yeah, got your motor engine in the back. You got these. Now I know about these. The original one used these same pieces here in clear red, and I kind of wish they did that because I think it would make this much brighter. But I wish they did both of this because I do like the red clear tiles here. It gives it kind of a solar panel look, but like I said, it's not very bright. If they'd used a red plate like these, like they did with the original, and then put the tiles over, I think it would look really good. But it's not bad the way it is. I just comparing it to the original to some extent. Like I said, I don't have the original. I'm just talking from pictures and what I've seen of it. But yeah, we got different compartments, different configurations you can do, which gives you a very, very different look. I mean, this definitely doesn't look bad. Oh, and we also have wings that fold up as well, so maybe it goes into hyperdrive and needs to fold everything up and make it even more streamlined, or you can leave it like this. I think the full set like this looks okay. I think it looks really good when you take the back half and the front half and put them together. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Let's head back to the desk. Give this my final thoughts and a final eval. Okay, we're back here at the desk. Overall, I like the set. It's interesting. They kind of updated the Blacktron figure a little bit by printing on the back. I don't think that takes away from it. With that, let's move into the final evaluation and break it down. So as far as appearance, I think what you see here is not my favorite appearance of it. But that's the thing about this set. You can alter it, change its shape by moving segments around. And that's a really neat feature. So if you don't like one form of it, you can have it in a different form and change things up quite a bit. So the only problem I had visually with this set is the dependency on stickers. Now, I don't know why they didn't use more prints or use prints. I mean, the Galaxy Explorer, the really big classic spaceship, no stickers whatsoever, but this has stickers all over it. Maybe they just didn't plan on making as many of these. I don't know. But I did take a point off from that, and appearance got a 9. So, moving on to function. Now, the reconfiguring ability is really nice, and it is kind of core to the Blacktron sets in general, the detachable parts and stuff like that. Even Blacktron 2, it was involved with that quite a bit. So there was nothing really super amazing function-wise, but what works good. And I gave it a 9. Now, fun. Now, there's a lot of fun just, you know, reconfiguring this thing. That is a decent selling point, you could say, for these. And also, even though it's like a bad guy set and there's no good guys, there is something you can do here with the, you know, when you get the robots here and what could be, you know, maybe some kind of discovery station or some kind of outlet base that they're trying to set up using this middle segment here. So story-wise, there's something there. Build-wise, it was an enjoyable build. There was nothing fancy about it, which we'll talk to here in a moment, but nothing amazing. A lot of basic building techniques. There's a couple little things here and there that were clever, which, like I said, we'll talk about in just a moment. But as far as the fun, it got a 9. There's nothing excessive here, enjoyable, but there's some good stuff here just the same. Now, as far as technique, like I said, it's pretty basic building here. There are a few nifty things here and there. Like I talked about solar panels a little bit and how they did the compartment in the back differently, and there was some other stuff I don't even think I talked about, but there really isn't a lot here. It's pretty basic, nothing bad, but nothing outstanding either, and technique got a 9 as well. So obviously the average score is a 9. Now, as far as price, we're not really going to do price. This is a gift with purchase, and it was rather expensive purchase as well. It was just $190. I would say this is easily, you know, a $25, $35 set. But if you're not really into classic space, I definitely wouldn't suggest dishing out the $190. If you are either interested in it or want to add to what new space stuff they do have, then I would suggest it. For the average person, maybe not so much. I'd say differently if it wasn't a gift for purchase and was cheaper, or either that or a cheaper gift with purchase, like a $50 order or something like that. Although I don't think they would do that because this is a larger set. So I'm not giving it a price value because of the gift with purchase, and really it's not worth it if you aren't already have some kind of interest in this, like I did. So that makes our final evaluation a 9. It's a decent set. Is it worth it? That really depends on you individually. And if it was an easier set to get rid of, I would definitely recommend it. We'll say that. Definitely would recommend it to anybody. And despite some of the simpler design here that calls back to the older stuff, you'll also see what actually makes the older stuff good as well, because there's plenty of play value here. And whether it's the transforming it back and forth, or playing with their little robots and stuff like that. So that's it for me with the review and the final eval. Let me know what you guys think down below in the description. What do you guys think of this? Interested at all? What do you think of the gifts with purchase? I'm kind of on the fence. I both love and hate them. I mean, they're bringing back my classic space sets, but they're making me spend a whole bunch of money that sometimes I don't have. Also, if you're interested in classic space, don't forget the newest Lego minifigure collection is out, and they have a brown spaceman. This is not a review of this, but just to let you guys know, if you aren't aware already. So let me know down below, thoughts, whatever. Also, if you're new here and enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. Even if you don't like the set, you can still subscribe and like the video. So yeah, please like, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. You'll get updates immediately after videos go up. YouTube doesn't always do that. Sometimes there's a delay, but yeah, you'll check them out there. They come out in the evenings usually. Have a Patreon down there as well, so you can check that out if you're interested in helping the channel. That's if you want to help directly. Indirectly, just do all the normal YouTube stuff, and I will greatly appreciate it, because eventually I'll hit the monetization point. We're getting there. We're getting there. Over 200 subs and almost enough view time. Only another 70 hours or so last I checked, something like that. So that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.